What's up guys, my name is Robin and welcome back to TV Talk on my channel RobzarrGoesRawr. Now this video is going to come a little bit late today. I'm actually recording it on day that it's due to come out, 5 minutes before it's due to come out, because I was recording 60 Seconds, which was the indie game for today, last night, and it took a lot longer to export onto my laptop than I expected it to. So by the time it got around to that actually being finished and uploaded, it was like 5 in the morning and I had to go to sleep to go to work this morning, and I've just got back, so I'm recording this now, so it will be a little bit late, but at least it's there for you. Now, today we're going to be talking about Netflix original series, and this isn't going to be an overly long one, again, because of the fact that it is late and I want to get it out to you guys as soon as possible, so this subject isn't a massive one. I just want to talk a little bit about what the kind of like concept behind Netflix original series is. Now, I have a list of all of the Netflix original series on my computer right here. I'm on Wikipedia, and you know, I personally, I'm not a member of Netflix. I don't have a subscription. I have one of my friends' accounts logged in on my PlayStation 3. And I use that sometimes, but I don't use Netflix, barely ever, unless I'm at someone's house and they've got it and we watch a film on it. I don't use Netflix. I have other ways that I have got films and TV shows of my own collection. I buy the DVDs. That being said, I am a fan of a lot of the shows that go up onto Netflix as original series, especially as of late, because they seem to be connected to Marvel quite heavily. I mean, we've had Daredevil, we've had Jessica Jones. Daredevil season 2 has just come out. I just finished watching that, and that's really, really good. And you know, there's a lot of kind of like Marvel TV shows due to come out on Netflix. Now, on top of that, you've got things like House of Cards. Orange is the New Black is probably their most popular Netflix original series. That's been going on for a while now, so I think they've got like 3 or 4 seasons, and it's kind of it's a good show. I'm a big fan of it, and I did get into another one called The Killing a while back. I watched all of that on there, and that was a show that had been cancelled on their original TV channel that it aired on, and Netflix picked it up and finished it off, and the Star Wars Clone Wars did that as well, and a few others. Now, I know what Netflix is. It is a streaming service where you can binge watch all your favourite TV shows, but I do have I don't have a problem, but I have I wouldn't say I have an issue either. It confuses me, let's go with that, it confuses me that a whole season is being posted onto a streaming service that no one has ever seen before. And you know, my favourite part of watching a TV show is, yeah, I occasionally do binge watch. I'm binge watching Pretty Little Liars like you wouldn't even understand right now. I've got through like 3 seasons in a week. I do enjoy occasionally binge watching TV shows if they've been out for ages and I only just come across them, and I'll like binge watch like seasons 1 till I'm caught up, and then I'll watch them every week after that. And that's how I tend to do it. But there are TV shows that I like watching once a week, like 1 episode a week. And my favourite thing about that is having to wait a week in between to find out what happens next. With Netflix original series, you get the whole season all at once, and you end up binge watching it whether you say you're going to or not, because it's there. And I don't really understand why they do that, because if you're going to have a brand new TV show, and especially with the Marvel TV shows, I do have an issue with this. I do have an issue with the fact that you have to have a Netflix subscription, or you have to wait till the DVD comes out in order to watch a Marvel TV show. Now, Marvel TV shows that are on Netflix aren't aimed at kids. They're very adult TV shows. Jessica Jones was, wow, it was dark. It was fantastic. It was a fantastic TV show, and I want to make this very clear. I'm not hating on any of the TV shows. I think the TV shows they produce are fantastic, and I did binge watch Jessica Jones because it was there. I watched basically the whole season in 2 days because it was there. And I felt that I lost something in not having to wait every week to find out what happens next. You know, there's no suspense, there's no kind of like, it doesn't mess around with your head like certain TV shows do, where you can be like, what's going to happen? Where is this going? And then you find out next week and it's this massive thing. It just felt like it was very, it loses a lot of its kind of punch when you can just find out what happens in the next episode because it's already there. And I don't know how I feel about that as far as Marvel goes, because Marvel is doing so well in film and TV right now, and I know that DC have... I'm recording this the day after going to see Batman vs Superman, so I know DC are fighting back, and their TV shows are actually better than Marvel's. But Marvel are in such a good place. Why would they restrict their audience to someone that had a Netflix pass, unless you wait until the DVD comes out and then you buy it? I don't understand why that is logical. I mean, that it goes for a lot of the TV shows on this. I mean, you buy a TV license under the impression that you're going to get access to all of these TV shows that come out, and then you pay your, like, I've got Virgin Media TiVo, and there's this whole section of TV that you can't have access to unless you've got Netflix, and it feels like you have to then pay more in order to see it, because it's never going to be shown on TV, and you have to have this extra subscription to watch things that you're interested in. And if you don't do that, then you have to buy it on DVD. I mean, there are ways around it, and you can torrent it or whatever, but if you are someone that is completely up with, like, funding the television kind of, like, entertainment system, like the whole thing, and you pay for everything you watch, then it just feels like you're having to buy a TV license, buy a subscription with your TV company, like I do with TiVo, and then buy Netflix on top just to watch these TV shows. And there aren't many of them, you know? There aren't many of them. There's probably about 20 TV shows on there, and yes, they're fantastic, but it restricts people so much just because they don't have a Netflix account. They can't watch them. And I find that very... It's really cheeky, for a start, that they're making people say, if you want to watch this TV show that you've been following for ages, like, especially with ones that have been picked up, if you want to watch the end of the TV show that you've been following for ages because you've already paid your TV license, then you have to then buy a Netflix subscription to see how it ends. I think that is complete and utter bullshit. And like I say, with Marvel, their audience is so big in general. Why would they limit themselves to Netflix original series where they can only be shown on Netflix or when you get the DVD? You know, I don't know many people that go out and buy a season of DVD discs. I don't know many people that do that. I've got a few like disc versions of my favourite TV shows, but for the most part people don't tend to buy disc versions of their favourite TV shows. They'll watch them online or whatever. But when you watch something on Netflix, like, primarily it's because you've already seen it and you're kind of like rewatching it, or there's a show that you've been watching and you want to see what happened before or whatever. But with this, it's kind of, with the original series, it's like that is the only place it's ever going to be until it comes out on DVD. And for Marvel, I think that is it's just so restricting on audience. And I understand that it's kind of like, it's because it's more adult. They can't. It's more difficult to show a TV show that is labelled as Marvel on TV. But you know, kids have access to these Netflix accounts. There is nothing stopping them from seeing Marvel, Jessica Jones, and watching them. And the TV shows aren't. They're, like I said, they're really, really not for kids. They are quite dark. You can see my cat's running around behind me. Who's that? Fifth. But yeah, I don't overly see the point behind releasing a whole season all at once. I don't get it, because it just seems like I get it, I don't want to sound like I hate the TV shows, because I really, really, really like the TV shows, and I am a fan of binge watching. I am. If I've already watched it before, or if I've wanted to watch something and I need to watch the previous season so that I know what's gone on. I don't want to pick up a brand new TV show and just binge watch it, because that's the only place where it is. I don't understand how Netflix thought restricting these TV shows to them and then making the whole thing available to everyone all at once was a good idea. I mean, obviously it's working out for them, and I can understand why people would watch it. There are plenty of people out there that would binge watch anything and everything. You know, I have friends that do it, and, you know, fair play to them. There are plenty of people that do binge watch anything and everything that goes onto Netflix that is an original series. I personally think it loses something when you haven't got to wait that week in between, or, you know, American TV shows, they make you wait like sometimes 2 or 3 weeks to like a month and a half in between, depending on when their resting schedules are. And I don't know, it just feels like they don't really care whether they restrict their audience, and it's like it's there and it's less work for them to do if they just put it all up at once. Now, if I was working at Netflix and I said, let's make a TV show, I would set it apart from everything else that comes onto Netflix, because everything that does come onto Netflix, it comes on a season at a time. So it is understandable why they are putting a whole season on all at once, because everything else is on there a season at a time. But if I was the head of Netflix and I was like, let's make a TV show that is going to be completely for us, I would want to set that apart from every other TV show that would be on there, that it would come out once a week and it would update once a week. And yes, that would be more work, but, you know, a lot of Netflix original series get lost in between because they are just there as seasons right from the start, like every other TV show is. People don't register unless they read the descriptions or whatever. They don't register from the get-go that it's a Netflix original series, because it's just there. You know, they think, oh, it's something that I've seen on TV that I obviously didn't want to watch, and that's how I've thought about it. And it took me a while to kind of come to grips with the fact that actually these Netflix original series are really good. It's just a shame that they're not being aimed at the right people at the right time. That's all I've got to say about it, really. You know, like I say, I'm not hating on the TV shows, and I'm not hating on Netflix. I think the service as a catch-up service is great. I think the TV shows that Netflix have as original series are fantastic. I'm a big fan of pretty much all of them. But I think the way that they set themselves apart with their own TV shows and the way that they are aiming them at people is so restricted that, you know, they're not, and the thing is, I want to make this very clear, these TV shows, they're not doing badly. They are some of the more popular TV shows on the internet, you know, but they could be doing so much better if more people had access to them. And I know a lot of people have access to Netflix now. It's like the biggest community streaming service on the planet. But, you know, I for one would not want to pay a subscription for something that should be available on TV that I'm already paying for. You know, I would pay a subscription if I wanted to catch up on something that I'd already seen. I think, I've already seen it on real TV, I can watch it again though, you know, the whole thing. That would make me pay for it, because I've already seen it once, I'd paid for that, and if I wanted to watch it again and that needed a subscription, then fine. But I would not want to pay for something that is brand new on Netflix and it is just on Netflix when I'm already paying a TV license and a sum of money to a company for me to have a TV box. It's just that extra, you know, and Netflix isn't expensive. I'm not saying that Netflix is expensive, but it's just that extra money that they're grabbing from people so that they will watch their original TV shows when everything else is on a box that people have already paid for. It just seems really cheeky. And I don't know. mean, like I say, I'm not hating on Netflix. I think as a catch-up service, they're fantastic, but the whole Netflix original series thing is a bit of a... It baffles me a little bit, and it baffles me that it does do so well. I mean, I know why it does. It's, you know, Netflix has got such a big following now. Everyone basically watches everything on Netflix. It's got such a big following, but it baffles me that it does as well as it does, considering that it's limited to just the people that have got Netflix. And that's all I got to say. So yeah, this video is a little bit shorter today, because I want to try and get it out to you guys as soon as possible. Hopefully it won't be too late. I'm hoping to get it out within the hour, so hopefully by 5 o'clock it'll be there for you guys to watch. I'm going to put another video up today. I'm about to record it as soon as I finish this, after I finish encoding this. I'm going to do a Batman vs Superman review, and I'm going to say this right now, there are going to be big spoilers. I'm going to put this at the beginning of the next video as well. Big spoilers coming in the Batman vs Superman review, but that'll be coming up a little bit later. My phone just pinged. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, that'll be it. That's going to be it for me for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on Netflix original series in the comments below. Make sure you keep an eye out for the rest of the videos that are coming out this week, and make sure you check out my Batman review if you've seen it, or you haven't seen it and you're not scared of spoilers. Make sure you check it out and let me know what you think. So that's going to be it from me, and until the next time you hear from me, guys, as always, stay classy, gamers.